yourself.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me as always is the Chris Angel to my David Copperfield, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me. Hand wave.
And that means that Nate Laux is, you know what? You're a 2-for-1, buddy. You're my Penn and Teller.
He's more like
Nate, you got to say something so the people know you're actually here.
No, he's doing a trick.
Oh, you're doing Teller. Sorry, fuck.
Shit.
Well, fuck that one up, ladies and gentlemen, right off the bat.
He's clever. I wish you would have said David Copperfield. I think that's more his speed.
I was ready for like David Blaine.
Didn't I say David Copperfield?
Hello, I'm gonna do.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to what you were
I'm gonna do
doing.
a trick for you.
David, is that your David Blaine?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Hi, I'm Penn Gillette here on Penn's Sunday School.
You guys saw those David Blaine sketches from back in the day,
Oh,
right?
the Mikey Days in?
Yeah. The funny thing is, I didn't realize
Of
that
course
was
not.
Mikey Day until going back and after it was on SNL.
Those sketches are amazing.
Yeah.
They're really good. So welcome to another episode of Go Flix Yourself.
Thanks, Ben. I'm glad to be here.
How you get? Jesus Christ.
This is a movie podcast.
Where we talk about movies.
Yeah.
And,
talk about the last movies we saw, some
cover
upcoming
some trailers.
play a movie game maybe, and just generally just
fuck around a little bit.
beat around the bush.
Yeah. Beat around the bush.
Shoot the shit.
And as always, a legitimate and real thing that happens is that we have a sponsor this week of the show. Brad, who's the sponsor?
I just love our sponsors. I mean,
You know,
really,
we
they
can't
allow
keep the
us
show
to
going
do
without
this.
you guys, so-
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's gonna not only is it gonna keep the fun going, but it's right in the spirit of the season.
Oh, it's Halloween themed?
It's Halloween themed. You know,
I like that I'm bleeding you into this. Like, you're gonna start loving Halloween.
Yeah.
I
Why
hate
are
myself.
you? I don't like the following stuff.
No, I don't
Okay,
either.
Nate.
I don't either.
Nate. Okay, I don't need you right now because I'm finally getting him to turn a bit because he said you just agreed with me.
But
that
why are we
Halloween
doing Halloween? Like, what is the thing? Why is that a thing for you, Brad?
I feel like
Why do you keep pushing Halloween on
I
me?
think it makes it a little bit more palatable for Ben. I don't have to hear him bitch so much. You know, like he's okay. Like if you frame it as Halloween, it's like if you're putting pills in peanut butter for dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna just lick up those pills. They're gonna love it. And so Ben, if I frame it as Halloween, he's just
I'll do
gonna
anything.
Yep.
Yep, whatever the sponsor is going to be my favorite one.
Yeah, he's gonna.
But why do you like Halloween?
Because it's an extension of Halloween. Because Halloween is my favorite.
Why don't you just call it the Halloween season?
Because it's not yet really. Because September 1st
It's not even
is too
October
early.
yet.
September 1st is too early for Halloween, but it's
Yeah.
definitely following.
And
So,
this time, this stuff was hitting shelves like early August.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
Easter stuff and then Halloween.
Why don't you just call it autumn?
Anyway, one of my favorite movie snacks is s'mores.
Wait, you go to the theater with?
I just love going to the theater with a
S'mores in
big
your
Ziploc bag full of s'mores.
Got them in your pockets, stuffed down in there.
Yeah, yeah. Now it makes for sticky pockets. That's so. Yeah, if you're gonna do the pockets, make sure you line them with like some kind of plastic Saran wrap, a Ziploc bag,
Brad
maybe.
got in trouble. We were in the theater one time, and the manager came in because they thought he was smoking crack because he had one of those like lighters, but he was just doing a marshmallow for his s'more.
Yeah. It was and the great thing about it is it creates a nice aroma in the theater.
But don't wear your good sweatpants.
Don't wear your good sweatpants don't really have like the kind of pockets you want for your s'mores. You want cargo shorts,
Okay.
cargo pants, that kind of thing, or a backpack. Guys, I have s'mores flavored Bailey's Irish cream.
I will not allow this. S'mores is not. S'mores is not a Halloween flavor. You have
it is.
s'mores all
Bonfires?
summer.
Bonfires.
All summer.
Yeah, but like they start to bring out the s'more stuff for the fall.
I know, but that's
bonfires.
That's
Bonfires.
crap.
Yeah,
That's crap.
It's for bonfires.
That's
See,
crap.
okay, just real quick. I don't like s'mores in the middle of summer. It's hot. Like, why would you do that?
I don't like them in the middle of summer or the fall.
So you just don't like
You don't
s'mores?
like
No,
s'mores?
I don't.
What?
What is it because you have kids?
They're
stupid
just
sticky
messy.
hands.
Yeah, they're messy.
Yeah,
My
he's a
kids
dad.
then
He's a dad.
I dislike my kids more when they eat them.
Yeah, but don't have your kids enjoy them then.
no, they love them though.
Yeah, I know, but don't let them.
Yeah, but my wife lets them.
But that's a problem right
I
there.
know, that's the problem. I'm like, why? And they're like, hey, give me a hug. I'm like, nah, until you take a shower.
No, I don't need your Spider-Man hands on me.
Yeah.
How'd you get it on your neck? What is wrong?
That is it. That is it.
No, I got you.
All right, so I got.
Is it good?
I just opened it up. I popped it. I'm gonna take a slurp.
Yes,
right now.
yes.
That's a large bottle. Are you going to drink that whole thing tonight?
I hope.
That's like a 1 liter bottle.
That is good. That is that is delicious.
We're gonna be checking on you the rest of the show.
Yeah.
And you better have that almost done by the time we're done.
Ooh, this is tasty. This might be like the best Bailey's Irish cream I have ever
Well,
had.
I'm driving Brad home, even though he lives 3 minutes from my house.
All right, this is good stuff.
You are already eyeing the Baby Yoda on the couch sexually, and I don't like it.
Well, what can I say? He's got those big old ears.
You know we like some.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
What's the last movie that Nate saw?
You know what? You tell me the last movie you saw, because you fucked up last week and you didn't watch the movie you were supposed to.
You broke the rules, son. You broke the rules.
We have bylaws here.
I know, and I have. I'm trying to be a penitent man, and I'm trying to apologize.
A Penn and Teller man?
Yep, and that's when we be quiet.
And
I know it's already been done. I did watch About Time.
Okay, what'd you think?
I cried like a baby. I cried so hard that I broke a glass.
Did you? Oh, no,
for real?
Didn't.
I was holding this exact. I have 3 glasses of this, and this is a plastic.
You have 2 now.
This is a plastic pint glass from it's a Bears theme, and I was holding it from the top. It was empty, and I was about to get up to make a drink, and there was a very emotional scene, and I remember I was gripping the pillow with one hand and just the drink with the other, and I snapped it. It popped in my hand and broke.
Was that because it was sad or because you had too much to drink at that point? Or
Probably
a little bit of both?
Little column A, little column B.
Okay.
But honestly, the emotions of that movie, it was in the moment so wrenching, honestly. It got me. It really got me.
Yeah, it does.
Holy shit.
Now you know why I can't watch this movie yet.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair. Holy fucking shit.
Because the thing is like there's really sad moments in, but like
It's
there's also so many uplifting and beautiful
great
moments too.
Yeah, it's a very well done film for such a very strange premise. Because like if you're like, oh, it's gonna be a rom-com about time travel, that's very silly.
I just love how simple it's presented though. Like there's like
they don't get into the time travel stuff at all.
Yeah, they only approach the rules of like when it's necessary. They don't explain like how this came about or like what's like how it's possible and any of that stuff. It's just like here's how it works and you do with it what you will.
Yeah. And it's I like that simplicity.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get in the way of the story, and it just is a feature and a benefit of the story rather than what the movie is about. Because to say that movie is about time travel is to slap that movie in the face. Yeah. It's not about that at all. It's about relationships and love and father-son relationships and mother-daughter relationships.
Just life in general.
It's a family. It's family. So
yeah, Domhnall Gleeson is so good in this movie. Bill Nighy also is his father. I mean, everyone in this movie is so good. And man, if you didn't love Rachel McAdams as much as I did before this movie, you're gonna love her even more after you see this.
The only thing that I'll say about that is, of course, the movie doesn't work unless she's this character. But there's like a blind date type thing set up, and she walks out kind of like, am I pretty enough? And it's like, you're Rachel McAdams. Like,
of course you are
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, you can't put her in
you're
an
not
ugly,
pretty enough, I've got no chance.
Yeah, it's like, you're not the issue here. It would be everyone else would be begging to date you. How are you single? But anyway, other than that, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I love this movie so much. I don't know when I'll be able to watch it again. I'd like to at some point.
Probably 10 years.
Yeah, give it a good 10.
That's a good point. So
did you watch any other films?
No.
He actually didn't watch the movie that he was supposed to.
No. Hold on.
You're still a week behind?
I was supposed to do About Time, and then I said, hey, I'll probably have time. I want another one as well.
You didn't even say probably. You're like, I'm gonna be on the planes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the planes. I got lots of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just send me the movies. I'll watch 7 of them.
And then we won't say which one he was supposed to watch because I also watched it because I hadn't seen it as well.
Yeah, you did.
We don't want to double up on the conversation in 2 episodes. So we'll talk about that movie next week. But I will have seen it. But I have already seen it, and so we'll approach that one next week. We won't tell you what it is yet either. We'll let it be a little
guys,
secret.
I am sorry. I let you down again.
It's just I just keep
Two
on
strikes.
Keep on hoping that you'll figure it out one day and you'll stop letting me down.
I'm really trying to think if I did because I'm going to feel bad if I did watch another movie and it wasn't the one that I'm supposed to watch. I'm like, oh fuck!
You probably watched something like Beer Fest again.
I'm trying to think if we watched anything else. I'll chime in if we did. Nate, what did you watch, buddy?
I watched 2012. That was suggested by you. You said it was one of the best films ever made.
Fuck you. I did not say that.
Well, the one thing he said that this movie had a lot of heart. Yeah. And that it really pulled at his heartstrings.
And honestly, in 2012, the thing about the movie is the time travel doesn't really bother the plot.
And I do believe he said John Cusack was robbed of the Oscar that year.
Probably an Emmy, a Tony, and an Academy Award.
So I'm going to tell you this, and I've said this on the show before. I hate disaster films. I just don't like them. I have a hard time with space films.
And this movie's a disaster film on 2 different levels.
Very much.
You know what? I'm going to give you that
so.
one, Brad. I'm going to give you that one, buddy.
Oh my word. It was awful. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And like I can spend a lot. Like I want to get involved with movies. I want to enjoy movies. This was so hard to suspend just a basic elemental knowledge of science. Right?
Why?
Like it was like, and then just such terrible dialogue. So there was one where it's like, I don't know, honey. I just feel like there's something pulling us apart. They're in this grocery store, and then what happens? Tectonic plates pull them apart.
Nate, that's the good stuff.
Whoa, I missed that the first time around. Wow, time for a rewatch. I can't wait.
Oh, it's just, and then like, and then after all this happens, like literally these tectonic plates like just shift and
Well,
like,
of course, how else are you gonna have an
break
earthquake?
everything apart. Wait. And then Amanda Pete's like the governor, who is supposed to be an Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of character, right? Not Arnold. They couldn't pay enough to get him. Comes and he's like, everything, we think everything's good now. And she's like, hey, he says everything's fine. You just went through what would have been the worst tectonic plate shift in the history of the world that only probably dinosaurs have seen before, right before they went extinct. And then you're like, hey, the governor says fine. If a clock falls off the wall, I am moving out of California. Like it is.
If a clock falls off
it
the
is
wall.
like unbelievable. I was so frustrated at these characters. And then there's like this scene where they're in the house and they do what they're supposed to do. They get underneath the table, right? We're not even in earthquake zone. We're not. And we still know what to do here
But
in the Midwest. And you know what? John Cusack comes in and he's like, hey, get in the car. Get in the car. No, stay under the table. That's what you're supposed to do.
But they would have died if they would have stayed under the table.
Yeah.
They're all dying anyway.
So what about when
There's no hope.
What about when Dennis Quaid saves Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, that's a different movie.
Oh, that was a different movie. The exact same movie, but different.
And then at the end, of course, right? So then also like, I didn't like how Amanda Pete's character very, very quickly got over her boyfriend. Like,
I mean,
it was like,
wouldn't you though?
He dies in this like, like,
oh, spoilers.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you haven't seen 2012 yet, which came out in
2009.
2009, it's on you.
What do you think of Oliver Platt?
Oliver Platt's a treasure, actually.
I love
Oliver Platt's good at anything.
He really is. Honestly,
yeah, he was my favorite part of the movie.
I meant that to be like a compliment.
I love Oliver Platt.
Platt's
Yeah,
amazing.
no, he's great. But I did love there was a scene where I can't say his name. Is it Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
Brings in this note that essentially says the world's going to end. Don't know what's on the note, but apparently whatever it was, it's a one-sheeter.
It's a one-sheeter.
Oliver Platt looks at it, and that was enough for him to like believe it. It was enough. It was like, oh, he gave me this, and it's enough, and like he's convinced now the world is going to end, and it's like, don't you need some more data? Like, wouldn't you want like? I mean, more people?
To me, that was like probably I don't know if the movie is this smart necessarily, but meant to be an echo of the actual thing that happened with George W. Bush on 9/11, where one of his aides brought him told him something while he was like reading to kids in like a kindergarten room and
about 9/11.
Yeah, and like the look on his face, like he's immediately like just very stoic and serious. Like, okay, this is happening.
Okay,
now.
yeah, okay, I can give you that. All right, I'll give you that did happen with George Bush. But this is like tectonic plate. I mean, it was like the world is over.
Oh, of course.
Right? Not that, like, the
nowadays,
Saudis have attacked
Nowadays,
America.
though, I feel like we're not going to be surprised by that.
I'm kind of looking forward to it.
And
really.
then what I loved about it is at the end, all the poor people are dead and all the rich people get to start over in Africa.
Well, that's how it's going to happen. Because, of course, I mean, the only way to restart the world is to let rich people take over a land that doesn't belong to them.
And then I figured out, I know why Ben loves this movie.
Oh, my God. I don't love it. It's just one of my favorites of all time.
All the rich people start over in Africa?
Well, listen, if you're rich enough to start over, then you're starting from a good place.
It is true.
I think you need to cut that part out. It's probably a little too.
just rich.
No, for your
Rich people.
benefit.
No, I don't care anymore. Just I'm trying to
Wow.
kill myself in the world.
Now, remind me, this is the one where Woody Harrelson plays the person who's crazy, but
Alex Jones like character.
But he got it right.
He got it right. Well, that's another thing that I didn't love about it.
I forgot that Woody Harrelson was in this.
Affirms all of the kooks, right?
Well, but I don't think that I didn't really see him as being an Alex Jones character. I just pictured him. Because I pictured him as just being more just the general like conspiracy theory person that is usually around
like
in these kinds of movies.
the Mel Gibson from Conspiracy Theory,
or the Randy Quaid from Independence Day, you know,
or Randy Quaid from Now.
He's a different kind of conspiracy theory person.
I was say, it was almost confirming, like, you know what? See, the government's hiding it from us all along, and I'm like, of course, it's just a film to confirm to all the crazies that they were right all along.
I mean, back then though, the internet wasn't even around in 2009, so it wasn't going to further anything.
That's a good point.
It was bad. It was really bad.
So
and
you've never seen a lot of disaster movies, though, right?
No, I try not to. I've seen some.
Have you seen The Day After Tomorrow with Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid, where Dennis Quaid's an explorer?
No, you're gonna make me watch it, aren't you?
I honestly only not next or anything,
Just as a point of comparison.
but like I want to see like which
Is it
one's
better?
I think it's better. I
yeah.
think it is better because the acting is better.
Okay, yeah. So it's a
Jake Gyllenhaal's a good actor, and Dennis Quaid does a very serviceable job. Roland Emmerich is a better director.
I'm pretty sure he directed this one too.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does like all.
No, he's a
of them.
better director in The Day After Tomorrow than he is in this picture. That's
I
what
looked at his filmography and I'm like, oh, I do love Independence Day. That's a great one,
Yeah,
right?
and he's just been trying to chase that landmark
world
destroying.
ending.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about him is when they give him a full scale budget like The Day After Tomorrow, which came out when after.
I don't even know, man.
Or before.
I'm actually looking. I think
No, it was before probably because Jake Gyllenhaal was played a kid, played a boy.
What?
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal played
Day
like
After
a
Tomorrow
teenager.
came out, not a kid, but like his
Teenager.
early
Like
20s.
a teenager. Okay.
Day After Tomorrow came out in 2004.
Yep.
2012 came out in 2009.
Yep.
Yeah, and I sincerely think that you're
Which
comparing
is
shit to
a
shit here,
more
but-
realistic disaster film for you?
I think 2012 gets.
I mean, 2012 is not realistic.
Right, but 2012 gets like the disaster side of like all the different things that are happening. It looks more realistic, and like I feel like it's probably a little bit more believable in that regard.
But I would say that The Day After Tomorrow, the big thing that happens is it's a blizzard, basically. Like
it's like the next ice age.
freezes immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while I will tell you that, of course, the world does not turn into an ice ball in 12 hours like it does in this movie, but once the ice is there, I believe it's more scientifically realistic because they're taking it seriously as far as how to approach.
It's like an ice age happens.
It is, yeah. But then once that happens, they do. He plays a guy that has to go trying to go save his son. So they like the Arctic gear that they wear and all. It looks decently believable.
A lot of North Face coats.
Does it have like the fuzzy or like the fur around the face a little bit?
The goggles and stuff.
You know, I would much rather you watch The Thing next time because you haven't seen that, and that is fucking amazing. Like
that's not a disaster movie though. It's a monster movie.
No, but like speaking of Arctic,
Well,
stuff,
we're moving into October, so we do need to pick scarier movies for each
Oh
other.
yeah, if you haven't seen The Thing from
he
1982,
hasn't. It's on the list and he hasn't seen it.
oh, you got it.
And can you please, side note,
One of my favorites of
hey
all
guys,
time, for
time
real.
out. For our listeners here, we have a list of movies that we all haven't seen, right? So there's a list, and I had like 400 films on there, and there were plenty of films that we had not seen. And Ben gets, some inspiration one day, don't know why, and adds 6,000 films to this list.
Is that what we're up to now?
Yeah.
It is ridiculous how many films are on this list.
I feel like there's a lot we can take off there. Like there's movies that like we'll never watch.
Hey.
like Pokemon, the first movie.
Seen it.
Yeah, so maybe fuck off, Brad. Okay, I don't want to take ones off that I've seen and you haven't.
I already
motherfucker.
look pretty pathetic in my list, so
I'm gonna need those Christian movies that I've been watching.
any of the kids movies, you're keeping them on there because that's all I've watched over the last 10 years.
And honestly, what I probably should do is make a copy of this list and make it available for the general public. Because
All right, yeah, we
honestly,
can.
I was looking for a check-offable list and I just couldn't find one. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll make my own. Or you said, fuck it, we'll make our own. But then I added a bunch of it to it.
Not just a couple.
So it's every. So the good part about
It took me literally 2.5 hours to go through the additions.
just to click the ones.
Just
that
to
you've
click
done.
the ones. Yeah.
So the good news about the list is that it's every movie that was released in theaters from the last 22 years, the top 200 at the box office. That's the good news. So that's all of the heavy hitters there. The bad news is. If it was a little small indie that just got released in an art house and it didn't make much money, or if it was a streaming service movie, it's not on that list.
That didn't get a theatrical
So
release.
I don't know really how to correct that because I can't find
Which
a list.
is too bad because there's a lot of films we love that did not get wide release.
We'll just have to add some more as we go
honestly,
along.
and it didn't take.
Because guys, there's not enough Christmas movies on there.
It took longer to look at which ones I've seen than it did to upload those because it was copy and paste from Box Office Mojo and just a little bit of a formatting. But it's a good list, though. I mean, I'll share it with you. We'll put it on our Facebook page. We'll put it on our Facebook page.
There's a lot of movies on there I don't want to watch though. Even though I haven't seen them, I don't want to watch them.
No,
but it is.
I specifically chose not to watch them, and I specifically chose not to watch them.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
future.
For anything else, though, if you're looking and like, holy shit, that's a glaring miss, right?
Yep.
There are some on there.
I mean, I
surprising.
did not think that 2012 was a glaring miss.
That's fair.
One thing I noticed is Ben is missing a lot of really good indie gems and romantic comedies.
Yeah, no shit. I don't like those.
Yeah, Nate's is more of a smattering of a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just busy with kids at seasons, where like
but
films
like
come out.
if you sit down at the end of the night to watch something, you will throw on.
It's almost always a comedy if I'm going to watch something.
So you won't throw on like a Oscar winner.
Well, I think his viewing habits now I think are different than maybe like
5 years ago or more. Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
And then from 2000 to 2004, I was in college, just didn't watch a lot of movies.
See, and that was the opposite. I watched all the. I was terrible in college.
Yeah, I can see in college where you just watched everything.
Dude,
pretty much.
if there was a movie that,
so was that your social life, just watching movies?
If there was a movie that came out in theaters from the year 2000 to 2004 and it's on that list, I can guarantee you I've seen it.
Okay.
I
never went to the movie. I had no money.
I went every week.
And I was working.
I basically did that starting in 2004 when I went to college and I started watching just tons of stuff.
Like I went to go see Passion of the Christ in the theater in college as just a college student. Like in my head, like who the fuck does it? Like as a as a 21-year-old or 20-year-old college kid, like I took my girlfriend to see Passion of the Christ because I heard the buzz about it. And I was like, I gotta see this.
Did you take your girlfriend?
I did.
Did you smash?
Oh, in the theater.
You were making out during the film.
There was passion in the theater.
Body of Ben given for you.
Yeah. There was
Sorry,
also
Nate, that's pretty sacrilegious.
That is pretty sacrilegious.
That's
fine. It's fine.
We'll cut all this out. It's fine. Nate's just sitting here.
Nate's like, you're going to hell. Sorry.
Nate is over here. I don't know how, but it literally just got elevated above us. He was looking down on us both right there.
He started floating above the couch.
Don't worry about it. I've already asked the Father to forgive me.
I do really appreciate that, buddy. That's why I keep you around.
Now, was 2012 better or worse than Titanic?
Worse. Oh, way worse.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're.
Titanic is a well-made film. I just don't like it. It's just too long. Like it was just too long.
Should we watch Avatar together?
It's back in theaters.
I know.
We can have a little boys trip.
We should.
I've been interested to just see it again because they did remaster it and they did. You know.
The special effects will look a little better.
Well, it's not that the special effects will necessarily look better, but like they just. I think there is something that they did. It's like called True Motion or something, and it's something that has to do with like the high.
It's motion smoothing, Brad. And what you do is you go to your TV settings.
Ben's got it on. Ben's
I've got it on. I'll help
They
you.
did something with the high frame rate to like make certain adjustments so that certain sequences like pop a little bit more. I guess I don't know. It's kind of complicated.
I bet it's nothing.
So one of the things I read on the film Twitter about Avatar was that everybody likes to talk shit about Avatar. It's not good. It's Ferngully with. Blah, blah, blah.
I like Ferngully.
And then other people on the other side are saying the technology that it's iconic, But then the reverse to that is like, okay, we'll name the main character. If it's that iconic of a film, what's the main character of what's his or her name?
I've never seen it.
It's Jake.
It's Jake.
What's the Navi's main character's name?
Natiri.
Yeah, of course you can.
But yeah,
literally has the action figures.
No, that's the thing is I know it because of my job, But
action figures.
I made the argument shortly after Avatar came out, and there was a bunch of people who were just gushing over it. And Avatar got I believe they got a screenplay nomination for an Academy Award.
Whoa.
And so in my mind, I was like, what in the screenplay screams to you Oscar nomination? And like one of the things...
Grab my tail, plug me in.
One of the arguments I made was that for me, a good indicator of like a truly great screenplay is memorable lines. It's like, tell me a fucking line that you remember from Avatar.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're blue, da da dee da 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 dee da.
It was a good song and dance sequence.
It really was.
I'll give him that.
I have liked. I again have not seen the first Avatar, and there's been no like dying for me to see it. But I did think the latest trailer for the new one looked pretty good.
No, it's.
So-
I mean, you can cut a great trailer for the shittiest movie imaginable. We've seen some.
Yeah, we really have. We've seen some terrible.
And so,
trailers.
but yeah, so like, and like, I don't hate Avatar. I just don't get the hype about it. I think it has incredible visuals. It has unbelievable visual effects as well. But the story isn't engaging enough for me to like have to like just be overwhelmed by it or like to be caught up in it. Like I'm like, okay, this looks great while I'm watching it. It has some very well crafted action sequences. I don't care about any of the characters,
forgettable.
and it's so paint by numbers.
Would you say it's as good or better than like the best Marvel films, like Endgame or something like that, or
as good as the best Marvel
What?
film? Absolutely
no
not.
way.
yeah,
Not
I
even
agree,
close.
but I think a lot of people probably
I would
agree
no,
with
and that's the thing.
and
Like,
some
I don't-
people
I
have
don't
brain
get it.
damage,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
I don't get it.
because you can't imagine like Endgame's not getting nominated for like screenplay, right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
So why did Avatar? You know,
James Cameron
Yeah, he's got a
They
hold
probably
over
had
that industry.
probably had a pretty good campaign for it too. But
Yeah,
they probably had a bunch
spend
of
the
people
money.
who just didn't understand the story. It was repetitive. Ugh.
Story was repetitive.
Hey, Brad, what'd you watch?
Now, Nate, I want to give you a special thanks because you had me watch this movie. In addition to the
Wait, you're not gonna do the one?
no,
Okay.
because we talked about previously how I was having trouble watching About Time because of how it deals with like the father and like the dynamic between the father and son. And I was really happy that you assigned me a movie about a dying father.
As soon as he said
So,
about time, I thought, oh crap.
So also, Brad's dad is dead. If you've never listened to the podcast, Nate's mom is dead.
Yeah.
Brad's dad is dead. My
Am I
parents.
de- am I dead?
Hold on, real quick. My parents are both very, very much alive and
and
in my
love
life,
you, and love you
and
very
love
much.
me
yeah.
unconditionally. And they're going through a bit of a kitchen remodel nightmare, which we'll talk about later. But everything's fine. My parents are awesome,
Yeah.
and it's still alive.
My parents are dead.
And
Yeah.
mine's pretty fresh. My dad died about a year and a half ago. Nate, your mom died.
Oh, she's like Ash by now. She's like 20 years dead.
okay,
So.
yeah. So
Yeah.
pretty fresh. Wasn't really ready to rewatch About Time because of how sad it is. But I got to watch this movie about Kevin Kline as an architect who finds out he has cancer and decides to spend the last few months of his life over a summer building
so sorry for
building a
laughing.
house with his estranged son.
What is this movie?
It's called Life as a House. It came out in 2001. It is
Why did you do this?
it is
to
a
him?
very indie.
Did you do it on purpose?
No, he actually picked it. He said, I'll watch Life as a House.
He said it, and I was like,
It's
oh
a great
yeah.
film.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, and I didn't think anything of like, Brad's dead.
Brad's dead.
So it's so Kevin Kline plays as like architect. It's a very Sundance indie kind of movie. Even though I was surprised to see that it didn't really play any festivals, this was just a movie that a studio made at the time.
Do you think they should have, like at the beginning of Willow, it had tobacco depictions, right? That was like the parental warning.
Parental mourning.
So should it say like dead dad or dead mom?
no, because that's a spoiler.
Have you seen this film, Life as a House?
Oh no, I have not.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
I honestly,
I don't want to watch it because I
bad-
just watched About Time and it ruined
bad
me.
recommendation aside, I love this film. I really do love
so
this film.
so
it
it's
ruined me, Brad.
It's a little schmaltzy.
It is, but
It's
I'm okay with schmaltz.
it didn't, and I will say it didn't quite hit me in the way that like a movie like About Time did.
Sure. Yep.
It
I don't think it's as good as
You know, it's
Yeah.
got a little schmutz on the lens. You know,
it feels like it doesn't trust the audience enough to understand the thematic elements of like what's happening between like with Kevin Kline's character and like the idea of the representation of the house as it like corresponds to like your life and like what it means and that kind of thing, because there's a little too much of like explanation in scenes, whether it's like dialogue or the voiceover at the end. I didn't dislike it though, and I was especially actually surprised to see that Hayden Christensen, who's in this movie and plays Kevin Kline's goth emo like really
going through a trauma
rebellious
kinda,
rebellious teenage years, give a really good
I
performance.
thought he acted his butt off in it.
Yeah, he's I can easily see why this movie probably convinced George Lucas. He's like, oh, that's my Anakin Skywalker.
so
Yep.
and this is gonna sound like a joke. It's not a joke. Do you mean like the thematics of the movie were like well, we're going to work on the foundation, and that's a metaphor for the foundation of our relationship.
So there,
it's
not quite that
Heavy-handed?
that heavy-handed, but there is a scene where he's having a conversation with his son Hayden Christensen while they're doing it, and like he's basically laying out like the significance of like building this house and like as it corresponds to like his life and that kind of thing.
And
not quite the tectonic plates separating.
Right.
And Ben, I don't know if we told you this, but essentially, because again, spoiler alert, this film's like 20 years old. You should have watched it by now.
But I haven't.
No, but I'm going to spoil it for you.
Oh,
But
that's fine. I'm never gonna watch it.
So Kevin Kline is dying.
Whoa!
Yeah, he finds out he has cancer,
He-
and so
How far into the movie?
like
He finds out early.
in the first act.
All right, fine.
But his son doesn't know.
Yeah.
And he doesn't tell him.
No, he doesn't tell him, and he's trying to reconnect with him because he's this kind of like rebellious teen who's like really just like angry at his parents all the time and doesn't really want anything to do with them. And like, this is what a time too when like goth kids were like kind of misunderstood, and they were like, don't wear earrings and makeup, you fucking weirdo, and like that kind of stuff. But like, and you really get that he's like emo too because he's listening to like Marilyn Manson and that kind of stuff.
He's huffing these kind of
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the craziest thing.
I thought you were joking.
No.
He's actually huffing paint.
In literally in the first 5 minutes of the movie, Hayden Christensen's character, he like sprays spray paint onto this rag, puts it in a Ziploc bag, wraps a robe belt around his neck, and like autoerotic asphyxiates himself while like having huffing paint, and he's trying to jerk off.
George Lucas said, "That's my Anakin Skywalker."
Right?
To be fair, that's why I thought Brad would love this movie.
And as soon as it happened, I was in. But no, it's a pretty good movie. Is
that why you called me right away? I like this movie.
Very good.
Also, hold on a second. I really like it.
I thought for 2001, like you said, it's a studio film. It felt weird to be a studio film in 2001.
Yeah, studio like New Line Cinema
that would not make
this movie today by any means.
No, not at all. And
just because it's a very, very nuanced indie that just doesn't.
It's not even nuanced. It's just the kind of movie that studios don't spend money on anymore because it's not going to hit with a big audience.
Right. So this is not, it doesn't have a broad appeal whatsoever.
Right.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's it's
got some good acting, right? Kevin Kline does well.
The cast makes it work, I think, better than it otherwise would. Kevin Kline and Kristen Scott Thomas, Hayden Christensen is
Jenna
great
Malone
in
is in it. Mary Steenburgen, I think, is in it.
Mary Steenburgen surprisingly doing a quick nude scene, which I was like, "What, Mary Steenburgen? What are you doing?"
Shame on you!
Seriously,
what does Ted think?
And having sex with a teen, no less.
Yeah, there is some problematic scenes there because also there's the scene where Jenna Malone.
Yeah, Jenna Malone is like,
I think she's like 16.
Yeah, and she's watching Kevin Kline take a piss over the side of his house, and she's like, "Oh,
whoa!"
And it's like, "What? Yeah, no."
Ben's in now. He's in.
Yeah, no. Now I'm in. The sequel's called Life as a Condo. It's pretty great.
That didn't work for me.
Death as a Condo.
You kind of looked at me like you were going to laugh, and then you didn't, Brad. So I'm going to need.
I thought about it, and like I felt bad.
Just because it was not a good joke.
The joke made me feel bad.
So you didn't cry though.
I didn't cry. I got a little bit emotional in a couple moments where I felt like in my heart, but I didn't definitely didn't make me cry.
The scene that gets me, and I cry very easily, but the scene that always gets me is where he finds out his dad's dying of cancer, and he's like, essentially, "You made me love you," right? Like there's that scene where he's like, I'm mad because you made me love you. Because they have...
So they do reconnect.
And then he finally has to tell him, I'm dying of cancer.
And
so you brought me back in your life just to take you away
That's
from
essentially
me.
what
Hayden...
Exactly. But Kevin Kline's character wants to teach him a lesson because he has not... he wants to have this one...
The lesson is don't trust people. They were bring you back into your life and then they
there's a little bit of
that. So, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie. Not great, but
wasn't
over the moon for it, but it's I can see why you enjoy it. Especially when did you see it? Did you see it around the time it came out?
When it came out,
Okay,
I actually think I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, I can see because I think it maybe doesn't hit me in the same way just because I think I've seen a lot of other movies since that are had similar tones and do it a little bit better.
Yeah, I think though, if I remember right, in 2001 when it came out, it I didn't feel like I'd seen a lot of films like it, right?
Yeah.
Because again, I think there are better films now that try to do a similar type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Not same plot, but in that same vein.
Yeah, I love my dad.
Well, in some ways. Honestly.
Seriously, I'm kind of being serious there.
No, in some ways.
A strange father trying to get back into it and lying about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but this is a movie again that it's not a special effects movie. It's based on a plot and a cast. And
Brad, was this better than Avatar?
I'm gonna
what
say,
would you rather rewatch?
probably Avatar, to be honest, just because this movie is depressing.
He's got a dead dad. All right, the dad dies, man.
At least with Avatar, I can watch horny blue cat people.
By the way, I think
around on
honestly that
dragons.
might be your next movie, Nate. If you've never seen it, I mean
Avatar?
Yeah,
but we should all go see it in theaters.
Honestly, we really should.
All right, when's it come out?
It's out now.
It's out now. They re-released it.
Came back last weekend.
All right.
We should go see it.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
All right, look it.
Check it out.
So you watched
Check it out.
Death
Check
as a
it
Condo,
out.
And then you watched 2012,
2012.
and I watched About Time.
Yeah.
Did you guys see anything else this week?
I watched Benny and June for the
Why?
first time. My mom wanted to watch it.
Seen that in like since my mom made me watch it
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Again, my mom made me watch it. In the
Yeah,
90s.
basically, my mom made me watch it too because she was about to watch it, and I was like, okay, or no, she had started watching it earlier. I had taken a nap. I came back out, and she hadn't finished yet, and she was about to. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go away then because I don't want to see it because I haven't seen the movie.
And she restarted.
And she was like, oh, you haven't seen it? She's like, we should watch it. I was like, well, I don't want to make you watch, the whole thing. And she's like, well, I only watch like a half an hour of it. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, so I watched it, and aside from the fact that Johnny Depp's a piece of shit now and everything, it's
He does okay though.
yeah, this is also another one of those movies. This one came out in 1993, so it's not quite as comparable. But it's another kind of studio movie that like they don't really make anymore.
and this is how he got chocolat.
That's probably true. This is also just before What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I would say you guys know I love What's Eating Gilbert.
I do too.
I love it.
But yeah, it's again, this is a charming Sundance.
Honestly, Johnny Depp like at his best before he got the Pirates film and became really weird.
Honestly, no. I mean, think about it. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, he was so good in the 90s.
Yeah,
It
we all
was
know
great.
that he was fine back in the day. We don't need to praise him anymore.
No, he was great. He used to be great.
Well, you could say he was.
You can say Louis C.K.
Are we saying?
You can say Louis C.K. used to be funny.
I mean,
you can say that. Kevin Spacey used to be a good actor. You're allowed to say
you
these
can
things.
say
I
that.
just don't really want to give it time of day, but
No, I'm just saying you can say that.
anyway, this movie's a
You're
very
so woke all the time, man.
a Sundance-esque kind of movie.
real quick, Brad.
Also good. Oliver Platt is in it.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. I forgot
Podcast
that.
favorite Oliver
Yeah,
Platt.
and you know what? I'll stand by that all day long.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you if you don't like Oliver Platt. Turn this podcast off.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, I will say Johnny Depp was very good at doing silent movie bits. He likes Buster Keaton, and there's a few great scenes where he's doing like stuff with a cane, like pratfalls and like chasing after his hat and stuff like that. So yeah, good job.
We play that game where we try to name movies that an actor has been in, and so the running joke is sometimes he wears a hat, and in this film.
Well, Johnny Depp pretty much always wears some kind of hat. Sometimes it's a bandana, but
in this movie,
pretty much
it would be like sometimes he wears a bracelet because he's always wearing bracelets. But in this
Funny
movie,
enough, actually, I don't think Johnny Depp wears too many bracelets in movies. It's mostly hats and wild hair.
I was making a joke just about him as a person.
He doesn't wear a lot of bracelets in movies, though.
Yeah, okay, well, moving on. Let's talk about some stupid fucking trailers or whatever. I don't care anymore.
Who else is in Benny and June?
June.
Aidan Quinn and Oliver Platt
And
and
Anthony
June?
June is
June
Mary
Diane
Stuart
Raphael.
Masterson.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I just feel so bad that I haven't seen more. Even from the night, like it's not that long ago, Ben. Fucking get your shit together.
Did I ever tell you guys my mom worked at a movie rental place in Rolling Prairie called Clicks?
No.
Yeah.
What?
And so we had movie posters all over our house because
What?
But
Nice.
that's how we would always watch. I've seen a lot more movies in the 90s
Yeah.
because we'd always be able to rent movies for free.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that you and I both share that. Like the reason I'm into movies so much is that my mom was really into movies.
Oh yeah, my parents both.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
My dad doesn't watch. Well, my dad does, but like not.
My dad watches
could not
movies
talk about movies
because my mom
Yes.
watches movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm both my parents. There were always movies that when I was younger they wanted to show me, and there was movies that we had like recorded on videotape
Yep.
from like the movie channel and stuff like that. We would go pretty much every weekend to one of the rental stores to get
Yep.
something.
Yep.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah, so like
And I think, so I thought that was normal, right? I just thought
I thought everyone
that's what
did.
everybody does, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? But
On
a
Friday
lot-
night,
a
yep.
lot of families didn't do that, and that's why a lot of our friends suck and haven't seen movies.
one of the cool things too
Have better parents.
that my parents did for me is that I didn't always get to pick the movie. Sometimes they would make me sit in the car and like they would just pick something for me, and that's how I saw things that I wasn't necessarily expecting. to see
11-year
sometimes.
old Schindler's List.
My parents actually did a cool thing one time where they surprised me because for somehow I didn't know that there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, and they went to the video store and like
This is like last year, by the way.
this was one of the times where I had to sit in the car and like and I asked, and so when they came in I was like, what did you get me? And my mom said, oh, I got you just a cute dinosaur movie. And I was like, oh, okay, let's watch a dinosaur movie.
I love that you weren't mad at
Yeah.
It's a good dinosaur movie.
Dinosaur movie.
That sounds good.
So we get home, we put the tape in, and the thing is, I have seen the first two Ninja Turtles movies so many times that I recognize the credits that they list,
No.
like the production companies. So like it says, as soon as the movie starts, it says a Golden Harvest production. I literally remember telling my mom, I was like, oh, that's the same company that does the Ninja Turtles movie, and it continues, and then it gets to the new turtle layer, and like you see them, and I'm like, oh, what? And like in this whole new Ninja Turtles movie. And so I was so pumped.
I thought you were going to say, and I'd seen the Turtles 1 and 2 so many times that I could recognize the turtles. And so when
I don't know if you
So,
know
like,
this,
a
but
half
the
hour-
colors represent different turtles.
A half hour in, I'm like, I know
wait
what
a
this
minute,
is.
he likes pizza, that one.
I used to have a bit when we did stand up where I talked about that, about how it doesn't really make sense that the turtles have different
Disguises?
no, that they have different colored bandanas, because like they all know each other. It's like they don't need the bandanas to tell each other apart.
Who's that for?
Yeah, who's that for?
Yeah.
But it's for merchandising,
Of course.
Because if you look at the comics, in the original comics, they all wore red bandanas and red knee pads and elbow pads.
It would be weird if you were like, just like, I don't know, fighting crime with your two buddies, Nate and Brad, let's say, and you all just wore different colors to like recognize each other. Like, oh wait, that's Nate.
Like the Three Ninjas?
And that's Brad.
Yeah.
I can't tell other than these different colored microphone cords that we're using.
That's another movie we should watch together sometime, is the original Three Ninjas.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Three Ninjas?
I haven't seen it since like 94.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Is it really terrible?
Oh, I mean, it's not
Or
terrible.
it's just a dated 90s?
It's just a very
Yeah.
cheesy 90s kids movie.
That's fair.
Oh man, yeah. I used to watch the shit out of that movie.
Well, speaking of kids movies, buddy, we got one coming up in trailer talk.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the trailer for
It's a trailer.
Hey,
It's a
did you know there's a
trailer,
trailer coming? You can watch it on your phone or on your TV.
You
Shows you a movie that you haven't seen.
Fucking asshole.
Trailers.
You chime in on each other's shit, and I do it one time, and you both stand there guffawed. Oh, can't believe he's doing this. Let's not help.
Because it's shocking. It's shocking.
Yeah.
We watched some trailers. We watched the trailer for Disney's new animated movie, Strange World. This is a movie that has a style that feels like it's very much pulled from pulpy sci-fi comics and novels. Very much like a Jules Verne or a Edgar Rice Burroughs kind of sci-fi story.
I got a Treasure Planet vibe.
A little bit.
Oh, Atlantis, Treasure Planet.
Yeah,
Oh, very much so.
I
Yeah.
got that vibe.
Except this looks good.
I
I
don't know
like
what to
Treasure Planet.
No, I don't like.
I don't either.
Movies.
I don't know what to do with this, honestly.
Oh.
I want to like this,
Wait a minute.
guys. I do.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think that the visuals in this movie
Are
look fantastic.
Stunning.
But the dynamic between the family and even the voices for the characters, I don't think that they match the look of the characters very well.
yeah.
Like I see Jake Gyllenhaal, and that voice should not be coming out of a character that looks like that.
Yeah, and maybe because Jake Gyllenhaal is such a big actor, we know what he's like. We know the roles he plays.
I honestly think
And
this
it's
is
just like,
this
this
is just
doesn't work.
It's a continued problem that the animation
Like
industry has
stunt
today.
casting.
Yeah, where like ever since Robin Williams voiced the genie in Aladdin,
Yeah.
they've done a bunch of like big name actors to voice these characters, and Pixar does a really good job of casting people when they make sure the voice matches the character, because they really tailor the character to that voice.
Well,
That's what they go for.
Ed Asner in Up,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That looks
That
like
looks like
fucking
it.
Ed Asner.
Exactly.
Like exactly.
Yeah, Toy
so-
Story is some of the greatest voicing
Yeah.
in all. I mean, it's just
And
all
for
of
some
those.
reason, sometimes Disney animation, they don't necessarily cast voices that match the look of the characters, and they're missing like professional voice actors who like they fit the role rather than being someone who's like, oh, I'll go see that movie because Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's interesting, right? So you're right. Moana, when they picked her, she was like no one,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And so obviously The Rock was Dwayne Johnson with somebody, but like they found somebody that you wouldn't have recognized her voice
Yeah.
to play one of the most important characters they've had.
The
lately.
problem that and Brad you already spoke to this, but the trailers that hit, right? It's like voices by Jason Sudeikis, Andy Samberg, Bill Hader. It's just they just nail you over the head with like bam, 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 bam. Wow, all those people are in this movie.
Yeah,
And
I love
that's-
all those people. This movie must be good.
Exactly.
But so I'm torn about this, and I'm
And I
going to
don't
see
wanna
this.
slam
I really
those
am going to
specific-
see this. I mean, I'm somewhat excited, but I'm torn because there was nothing. They also had some dated jokes in there already.
The humor doesn't land very well,
yeah.
and there's nothing that really pulls me into the story yet, except for kind of like Avatar, except for the visuals.
Oh, the colors,
And
are
just like
vivid
and the
beautiful.
creatures are so cool. It feels like you're inside of like a planet that is like exists inside the human body.
You
almost.
guys didn't love the line where the thing that looks like a splat, he was like, I'm going to call you Splat.
I mean, I do like Splat as a character,
But like,
Well,
I'm going to call
I-
you Splat. Is that okay?
You say
Splat?
that. I want to like Splat as a character. They've not shown enough of Splat for me to want.
But
he's
the kind of cute Disney character that you'll probably end
that
up
I
liking.
want to.
Yeah.
But they didn't really give you enough there.
Of
And
course.
so like I hope, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, your introduction, as Ben said in the trailer, it isn't. I'm gonna splat you against the wall, and then I'm gonna call you splat.
I'm gonna call you money shot.
Wow. Actually, there were quite a few of those in the trailer. I don't know if you saw that. The dad like bumps a stalactite,
And a bunch of jizz falls down.
yeah, it got real awkward real quick. You know what I'd see? I would see a spin-off movie featuring the seal from Finding Dory. That was on the dumb seal on the rock.
Gerald.
I would watch that before I would watch this movie.
Tell me this: did you guys
Gerald.
like Raya and the Last Dragon?
I never saw it.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't love it. I liked it.
I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Did you like Moana?
I loved Moana.
Moana's one of
Moana's
my favorite.
incredible.
Yeah. The 2011 Winnie the Pooh.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I like that.
I did too. Meet the Robinsons.
I haven't seen Meet the Robinsons.
I have not seen it.
I actually like Meet the Robinsons quite a bit. So this is Don Hall that wrote and directed.
Yeah.
You know, and so I trust him because
sure.
I
So
think
didn't see that from the makers of Big Hero 6?
Yes.
Is it the production company though?
Yeah, it's Disney Animation. That's what.
So yeah, I wanted to see more nuance. Like
Don Hall did also work on Big Hero 6.
yeah,
Okay.
no, Don Hall. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think that's a name you can trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I trust that he's going to do something good with this.
There's
the trailer itself. Again, this is a trailer podcast. The trailer itself just has me a little sorted on
Yeah,
it.
by the way, we're not a trailer podcast, Nate. We're a movie podcast, and sometimes we talk about trailers. And you know this.
Stop it.
You know what makes me
Stop
upset when
it.
you say this.
Stop it.
There's a little bit of where the Millers animation style slightly in it.
Oh, you mean
the big noses?
You mean
We're the
Mitchell's
Millers.
versus the Machines?
What did I say?
We're the Millers.
We're the Millers.
An R-rated comedy.
I'm like, no, because that's a film with real people. Ben.
No, yeah, sorry. I don't know what I
We
was
saw the
thinking.
animated version.
No regrets, bro. Oh yeah. Anyway, Jesus.
But yeah, no, it's Dennis Quaid. I think is the only one whose voice really fits their character, and Jabuki Young to some extent. He plays the younger kid.
He
who
could
named Splat.
actually. He was the one that I'm actually excited to see what they do with this character. But it's three
also-
generations, right? It's three generations.
But also the kid, or not the kid, but the character that Dennis Quaid voices looks like a character that probably should have gone to Kurt Russell. But
Yes.
but Kurt Russell probably
He
like,
passed.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do the Santa Claus.
I already
movies
played
now.
the Bearded Dad in Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't need to do it again.
You're right though. That does look a little more
Yeah.
like a Kurt Russell film. Alan Tudyk's in it. I'm sure he's doing Splat. I assume is he?
No, probably. And because Alan Tudyk, this was something cool that they did at D23. I don't think I mentioned it on that
And if you need to
episode.
know who that
Is he the new John Ratzenberger?
That's
Yeah,
Steve the Pirate.
so he's the pirate. He's Disney Animation's version of John Ratzenberger. He's been in every Disney movie for the past decade, and
well, he's a gifted.
sometimes he
voice actor.
voices.
I love him.
Sometimes he voices a key character like King Candy in Wreck-It Ralph, but other times he'll do something random like he voices the chicken Hey Hey in
Yep.
Moana.
I
But
just
also
love that so
Yeah.
much.
The Hey is some really great vocal
Oh,
work.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, he does. And so this was what was cool was what he did at D23 when they introduced the next era of Disney animation movies. One of the things they did before they talked about the movie that he's appearing in next is they ran through every character that he voiced in
Oh,
previous
that's
movies,
awesome.
and he did like a quick voice like showing off doing it. And so just watching him and hearing him go in and out of these
Yeah.
different characters, especially the ones where he just makes noises,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And see, so then that's kind of going back to like, yes, he's an actor, and yes, he's a working live actor as well.
Yeah.
And a
But
good one, I think.
And
Oh, yeah.
exactly, but he's not a name.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, that guy can actually do voices. Let's put him in a voice
He's
role.
also, if you need to also know who he is he's the redhead guy from A Knight's Tale as well.
One of my favorites.
Yes.
I love Nice.
And he's the voice of K2SO in Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Oh, I didn't know that.
and also Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball.
Yeah, we got that, Ben.
I didn't say from Dodgeball though,
And
Oh, that's
Steve,
true.
And Steve from Blue's
because I
Clues.
didn't want you to think that he was Steve the Pirate from
A different movie?
Captain Phillips.
Right, of course.
That's a way different movie.
Yeah.
He played a real weird role.
So tell me, is this a go to the theater film
This
for
is
you
a
guys, or is it a
rental all
rental?
day.
No, I will definitely see this in theaters because just because it's the kind of movie that I want to see those visuals on the big screen.
I'm a little bit with. I'll probably take my boys.
Yeah.
Well,
and also they did show us like a 5-minute scene from this movie at D23.
Was that better than the trailer?
It gives you a better vibe of how the characters work. It doesn't feel like it. Like it's better to see like that kind of scene and like not see a bunch of random shots out of context in a trailer, you know. But like
how many times they go, "Oh, Splat, stop it!"
at least once every 30 seconds.
Yep.
But no, it's the visuals are great in it. It was an exciting, chase sequence involving the characters. But again, it's the same things that bothered me about that I see in the trailer, the same things that bothered me in the scene.
And I know you guys are Jake Gyllenhaal-iacs, but I just didn't love his voice in that. So
No, I think that's a bit of miscasting.
Yes.
yeah. So we'll
So
see.
there you go. Yeah, Strange World comes out in November, I believe.
November 23rd.
There you go. Just in time for Thanksgiving break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll probably go then.
And then in a completely different
No, same.
world.
Same world.
and
I felt like
tone,
this was almost the same
This is
movie.
it's a clone movie.
We watched a movie, a trailer
It's
called.
just like the blaxploitation version of it.
It's called They Cloned Tyrone. Definitely a grindhouse blaxploitation style movie, complete with film grain and 1970s visual style.
And dialogue.
Yeah,
and everything.
stars John Boyega from Star Wars.
Who's like hardcore now, and I haven't stopped thinking of him as like Finn.
Yeah.
No, and I think that he so fucking hates
Which
that
is
decision.
I know, but
which is
like-
funny though, because he started off being pretty hard and attacked the block.
Right.
So-
I know,
I
but
think that he got that level of fame through Star Wars and has been running from it ever since. 'Cause
Like Mark Hamill,
He
right?
doesn't want to
Like-
be that guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
especially because he ended up being a little disappointed with how
sure,
Finn
but
turned out in those movies.
Also,
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he fucking is running. And he's like, let me do the antithesis of whatever
because
I
it
was
felt
in
like
that
it,
movie.
doesn't it? In
Yeah.
this film, it's like, oh man, this guy's like a
So
hardcore
so John
dude.
Boyega is one of the leads, along with Jamie Foxx and Teyonah Parris, who you might remember from WandaVision.
Is that what? Okay, I
Yeah.
knew I recognized her from something.
And Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah,
Seriously?
Yeah.
yeah.
If you pause the credits, it says Kiefer Sutherland and Jamie Foxx.
Oh, I missed that.
And
Yeah.
David Allen Greer is like a pastor. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys
yeah,
got that.
there's just like
Always my favorite.
you don't really
roles.
get a full vibe for what the story
No.
is, but there's definitely some kind of high concept sci-fi story here,
I'm
likely
in
involving
for it.
the clone of a
So,
man named
I
Tyrone.
am in for this
it
film. by
seemed
the way.
like what, like a grindhouse version of a like 80s zombie movie, because it wasn't really 70s with the tech.
I don't even think it's zombies. I think
Well, Walking Dead, it was. I mean, there was definitely like a guy in the thing walking down the street. With
Well,
the
from what I
car circles
understand,
around
from
him.
what I understand, when I read a little bit about the film, is John Boyega's character is the one that's
he's
cloned
Tyrone. Yeah.
multiple times, and like there's different versions of him at different ages that they
Gotcha.
find.
Yeah.
That's
No
what,
matter
I
what,
don't quote me, but that's what
It's
I
a
think.
good
it is.
trailer because it made me very interested.
Yeah.
It showed me what this movie is probably going to be, slightly about, but it didn't spoil anything.
Yeah.
So I'm
it's
told.
got
yeah.
style for days.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what it is.
Great song,
Jamie
great.
Foxx. So talking about miscasting Jake Gyllenhaal in a voice role. Talk about epic casting with
Yep.
Jamie Foxx just leaning
Yeah.
into
I love these
the
kinds
blaxploitation
of
stuff.
roles.
Oh my god,
Like
he's so good.
like when he plays motherfucker Jones in Horrible Bosses.
Yep.
Like it's so funny. in
He
that movie.
chews scenery better than most actors.
Yeah.
He really does.
It just looks like, and I think the film's going to be mostly those three main
I
characters.
hope so. Honestly,
And
because their dynamic seems
exactly.
amazing.
I am ready for it. It
Yeah.
just looks like those three are going to fit together
Because it
really
opens
well.
up in the elevator and Jamie Foxx and her are singing.
They're
and
doing what Brad and I do to you.
Yeah, and it looks like John Boyega is so fucking annoyed, and I thought,
But you're not annoyed when Brad and I do it.
oh, not at all. So I thought for a second that they were going to rob him. Like I thought that was the shtick was that they both have guns and yet they're singing this weird song, and then it made it so much better when he was clearly part of the trio and was just like, God damn it, guys.
I'm a little sad about this because honestly, and I know it's not like a big, it's not a big budget film. It's not anything like that. But I kind of want to see this in the theater, and it doesn't come out in the theater. It's a Netflix film.
It still might have a limited theatrical release. I don't know for sure.
I don't know
'Cause
either.
Netflix does sometimes do that for certain movies.
Because honestly, it could. I mean, it has a vibe that it could win an award or two for something, or these characters could,
God,
it has that vibe to it that I
Does
think
Jamie-
it's going to be one of those things that I'm going to
Does
love.
Jamie Foxx have a deal with Netflix? Is
It
that why
seems
he's in
like it.
so
I don't know if-
many?
I imagine probably what happened is
Does he own a production company?
No, I'll bet you he probably got brought into like a Netflix movie, and now like Netflix wants to keep working with him, and so they've like probably like made it.
I do
offers
feel like
to
there's
these
offers.
movies. Yeah,
And honestly, Netflix, they do have the money to spend on things like that. So
I do because I do know him and his daughter made a show for Netflix.
A sitcom was it?
Yeah, it's like a sitcom. I
Not great.
yeah, but it wasn't like if you put my daughter and me in this, like let me do this and I'll do
Maybe I don't
day
know
shift
what the
and
agreement
this
was.
with you.
Yeah, I just think that he has like a good working relationship with them right now, probably.
like hey, Vin Diesel, if you do a cameo at the end of Tokyo Drift, we will give you the rights to Riddick.
Dad, stop
Which
embarrassing.
is
me.
Thank you.
exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
And
for
this
real.
is the
Did you know that,
direct.
Nate?
No,
Did you even hear what I said?
I was trying to listen to both of you guys at the same time.
That's fun.
It can be very difficult for me on this podcast. Hey, this is also the directorial debut of Jewel Taylor.
Yes, and he's behind the scripts for Creed 2 and Space Jam: A New Legacy.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Creed 2 is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's not.
Space Jam: A New
That was. I'm
Legacy.
sorry, that was not the cool. That was. It was the Space Jam.
Pretty rude. But yeah, this looks like something completely different than he's done before, and the fact that he's directing it too, like he
And
clearly got to make the movie he wanted
Obviously, with Space Jam: A New Legacy, the studio is just all over.
to make. What do you mean?
That? Like, oh, we're going to tap you to direct this because we don't want you to have any style. We just want to make money. So here we go.
Well, he wrote the script. He didn't direct it.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going to take your great script and we're going to dumb it down for the general audience.
We'll see, though, right? We'll see, because,
Yeah.
again, I think this is, again, it has almost that blaxploitation film kind of vibe
sure.
to it. And I love
It just
it.
looks cool.
It
just looks
It
cool.
looks very cool.
It's
in.
very cool.
I'm in.
December 30th is when it comes out on Netflix.
Mhm.
Maybe it'll get, like you said, a short run on the
Yeah, we'll
theater.
see.
Little New Year's bump.
We'll see.
All right, buddies. We doing this? Let's
ready
do
for the
this.
game?
Let's game time it up.
All right, Brad, will you explain to our listeners what the blacklist is?
Oh, so the blacklist is this thing that it used to be somewhat of an unofficial thing around Hollywood, where agents and producers and stuff like that would vote on the best screenplays that were circulating around Hollywood that hadn't yet been produced. These are screenplays that got a lot of buzz, but like studios never bought them or picked them up. And so a lot of times this list actually would eventually led to those scripts getting picked up, because some people who maybe hadn't heard about them before or anything like that found out about them and suddenly wanted to make them and turn them into actual movies. More in recent years, there's now an actual like full-on official blacklist organization that like does vote tallying, and there's like a whole press release that tells people about all these scripts and gives you a brief synopsis of what they're about, who wrote them, and all that jazz.
Correct. Yeah, good job.
And then, Brad, could you also explain why Nate hasn't done this song for the
I'm getting to
games?
it. I'm getting to it.
I did want to give him a chance. That I wanted to make sure he wasn't going to try and sneak past. So
Okay.
we just
So-
yeah.
We normally just start. All I'm saying is we normally just start the entire games portion with the song.
But he hasn't started the game yet. So
But I wanted to, again, what? Huh? Does it exist? Is it on the blacklist? Who? How? I must insist. Is it on the blacklist?
blacklist.
We're going to be playing That Was on the Blacklist,
It's
folks.
a pretty good rap on his part.
Did you write that?
Well, just right now, yes, I did.
No, I think you read it off your computer screen.
No, I didn't. I was
It looked
looking
like
at you the whole time.
you
I was
looked
looking at you the
You
whole
looked
time.
at your computer
You're
screen.
just jealous.
I think you're cheating again.
You're jealous. No, I've got the game right here. All right. So the game
Do
here.
you have the fucking lyrics to that stupid song?
He seems like
He's
he might.
so
You
jealous.
do.
dude.
You?
So
Do you have it?
jealous.
He keeps
You're
he's
so
deleting it right now.
Look,
You
just look. I don't have the lyrics on.
Oh, Nate, how far
Look.
we have fallen. We warned you.
Nothing.
We warned
Nothing.
you not to
Nothing.
cheat on the games. And now you're cheating on the song?
I am not cheating on the song. I
You're
did
like
not-
that guy. You're like that fucking guy that goes like, I'm going to do karaoke. And you're like going to act like you're not looking at the song like played in front.
This is gonna be really bad.
I'm going to look at Brad real quick. Oh, and then you look and you pre-read, and then you sing, and you're like, no, I just know the lyrics. That's what you just did.
Do you want some peanut butter with your jelly right now? Because I feel like you're very jealous
I feel
of
like
my
you
gift.
just cheated me.
I feel like the Lord has blessed me with a gift. You are very jealous of it, and jealousy doesn't look good on you, my friend, my dear beloved friend.
I just don't believe
You're sad that you can't sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb," and that Brad and I come up with some bangers.
Fuck up.
All right, let's play.
All right.
Let's play your stupid fucking game.
So here's what I will give you.
All right.
The year that this film was on the blacklist, I'm going to then give you the description of the film.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys have to chime in. You guys get to decide your own chime. Give me a chime.
Bling ding ding.
All right, what's yours?
Are you really going to do that every time?
Yep, he's got to do it. That's his.
Ooga.
All right, perfect. And whoever gets it first gets the point. All right?
So we're just naming the film.
That's it.
Okay.
These are all films that were on the blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so,
So
this
year it came
game,
out and then it
the purpose
describes it.
of this game is They Cloned Tyler was on the blacklist.
They Cloned
And so-
Tyrone.
They Cloned Tyrone was on the blacklist. And so I figured, let's go through some other films that were on the blacklist that ended up getting made. Not every film on the blacklist has gotten made, but
Yeah.
many have.
Okay.
And so I will give you the year of the film, the year that it was on the blacklist.
Okay.
And then we will then, you decide what film it is. Okay. For instance, 2005 Blacklist. All right. You tell me what film this is. Brad, again, what is your...
Bling-a-ling-a-ling.
And Ben?
Ooga.
All right. The Hoover family, a man, his wife, an uncle, a brother, and a grandfather, puts the fun back in dysfunctional...
Bling-a-ling-a-ling.
Yes.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes, correct. Little Miss Sunshine was on the 2005 blacklist and got made then in 2006.
Mm-hmm. Great movie.
Another 2005 blacklist. 1 point for Brad. No points for Ben right now. After her lover leaves to serve in the military, Ray gives in to her raging libido and leaps into a life of wild abandon. Lazarus, a troubled bluesman, finds Ray beaten and left for dead. He takes her in and holds her captive in an attempt to help her find a cure for her affliction.
He rang in.
I know. I'm just reading it.
You can't finish it because then what if he gets it wrong and then
all right, fine.
He had a different
It doesn't
movie in
matter.
mind,
What
and
is
you're
it?
gonna finish it?
What is it, Brad?
Black Snake Moan.
Correct. 2006. He knew it. I knew he knew it.
I should have seen these movies.
All right. Here's
You've
another
seen
one.
Little Miss Sunshine,
I've
right?
seen
Okay.
Little Miss Sunshine.
2005 blacklist. Again, these are all 2005
Did
blacklist
you just
films.
find the blacklist from 2005?
No, we're gonna move on. But these are films that I've all seen. Okay. Nick, Dale, and Kurt are workers who would like nothing better than to grind their oppressor.
Ooga.
Yes,
Horrible bosses.
correct. Didn't we
Nice.
bring that up earlier?
Yeah, we did.
All right. 2 points to 1 point. Brad 2, Ben 1. Moving on, Ben. 2006 blacklist.
Oh, great.
Tom, greeting card writer and hopeless romantic.
Bling-a-ling-a-ling.
Yes,
500 Days of Summer.
correct.
I've never seen that one either.
I did see that on the list, and I was like, "Oh, you're definitely gonna watch that soon."
You just have this penchant for these amazingly.
Did you just say penchant?
You have this penchant and these accoutrements and a certain je ne sais quoi.
500 Days of Summer, you will actually really
These
enjoy.
fucking silly, fucking coming of age.
No,
fucking,
it's
500
wonderful.
500 Days of Summer is
crazy pixie dream girl, whatever the fuck that is.
It is
Like,
kind of
that is
yeah,
true.
it is.
That's all you do. It's all you watch, and they're not all bangers. You think they're all amazing?
no,
they're
the-
not.
the ones
this
that- no,
isn't amazing. It is a good film.
the ones that I
Alright.
do love are very good. There's a lot of bad ones, but there's some really good ones. 500 Days of Summer is
this
like,
is how you'll fall in love with Zoe Deschanel in this one.
oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
So that was on the 2000s.
Oh, how many ukuleles did she play?
None actually.
Did she wear rain boots in the house?
No,
Can you? You know what?
She
Your,
does- she
your
does-
attitude right now is getting poor.
she listens to the Smiths though.
She does. 2006 blacklist that was made in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So again, another 2006 blacklist, and then we'll get into some more modern ones for my friend Ben.
I'm not going to be any better at those, but I do like that we're moving on.
For Mickey Ward, boxing is a family affair.
The Fighter.
Correct. Good job. When was that film made?
The Fighter came out in what, 2000 and I'm going to say 2011.
10.
Close. 2010. But it doesn't matter because that's not for a point. You got the point. Good job.
We should have a bonus point for guessing when
No.
the movie actually came
Nope.
out.
Hey, we didn't start that
He
way.
just said
Because
that
I'll only give him one more point.
we didn't start. Yeah, you're
He's
gonna
just saying that because he didn't get it.
Because he wants one.
Well, no, because Brad knows all this
I know.
shit. So no.
No, but
it just guarantees him a point.
Exactly.
You'll get a point, and
Thank
he'll
you.
get a point.
No, because
as well.
to be
No, this is how you do things. This is how
But
you
no,
always win games.
to be
because-
fair though, we have played a game where you have to guess what the year the movie
Oh,
is,
of course.
and we're off usually.
but that's
by-
not this game.
Yeah.
No,
That's
no,
not
I know.
this
But
game.
what I mean is, it's not as easy as you think it is, even for somebody like me.
We'll see.
All right.
Because
so
Ben's very
what is
good
it?
at that too.
So,
So for Brad, me and you side bet for no points. We'll just do it.
Okay.
All right.
all right, 3-2.
Yep.
This is a 2017 blacklist film.
Mm.
A robot that lives on a post-apocalyptic Earth.
Uruga.
Yes.
I keep forgetting how to make the noise.
Yes.
Chappie.
That is incorrect. A
Oh.
robot that lives on a post-apocalyptic Earth, which was built to protect the life of his dying creator's beloved dog. It learns about love, friendship, and the meaning of human life.
Bling-a-ling-a-ling.
Yes.
What is the name?
I
of
love this
movie?
film. I love this film so much.
Um,
Bald like a baby.
It's Tom Hanks is in it. It's the recent
Correct.
movie,
I can do it.
and it's called
If you miss
Finch.
Finch is correct.
it,
It was a.
Greyhound.
Have you guys? You guys, neither of you have seen this.
No,
film.
I haven't seen
No,
Finch
and you
yet.
have. You
Oh,
have.
I love it
Yeah.
so much. So that was a 2017 blacklist film, made in 2021.
Oh shit, we forgot the guess.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Well, I think you would have known
Also,
that
we
one.
probably
Yeah.
we knew that came out last year.
We would have been out, yeah, like maybe one off.
All right.
No, Nate.
Just a couple more.
Real quick, to go back to the game we used to play, honestly, I say, what year did this come out?
Yep.
And it was a margin of error game.
Oh.
So it was like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And whoever had
like,
the lowest score
at the end of it.
Yeah.
We tallied it all up. Oh, you
That's a
guessed
good game.
1980, and it was 1974. Oh, 6 years, and we added to the total.
That-
It's actually, we got to bring that back. That was a fun game.
Yeah, that's a fun
fun
game.
Anyway.
All right, here's another one. When a bank teller discovers...
Wait, what year?
2016 Blacklist.
Okay.
Sorry. When a bank teller discovers he's actually a... Yep.
Free Guy.
Correct. So what does that put you guys? 1, 2, 3,
I think it's 3-3 now, isn't it?
3, 4.
3-4,
Oh,
Brad.
okay.
You're still winning.
Okay.
And Free Guy came out in 2020.
2020. Nope, 21. Yeah.
I was just delayed. I was just I had to clear my throat.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, final one.
will there be a Free Guy 2, Brad? Probably.
Probably. I think.
hope so.
I think so.
Well, can you take a stab at the after colon? Free Guy 2 colon.
Free Guy, Extra Life.
I mean, that's probably what
That's
they're going to
pretty
do
good.
because
That's
that's
pretty good,
just
yeah.
so lame and terrible and normal.
Or could they do like Power Up or something?
Yeah,
like
like,
that? Or-
Free Guy version 2.
Volume
2.0.
2.0. Yeah, Free Guy 2.0.
Yeah,
That's
something
probably pretty
like
good. Yeah.
All right, last one, guys. So if you win this, you
We
tie.
tie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, 2012 Blacklist.
Okay.
Julie, Kayla, and Sam are 3 high school seniors who make a pact to lose their virginity and prop.
Aruga.
He did. I don't know. Brad.
Wait, yeah. Did I say Aruga before you said your real?
No, he did his. He did his.
American Pie.
No, that's
Oh.
incorrect. It's incorrect.
Oh, what is it?
That is. Hold on. Blockers.
And if you get the year right, I'm going to give you the win.
Oh my God, Blockers came
I missed
out
the year.
in 2019.
15.
2018.
Oh!
You guys tie in this game, but you know what? That's what I love when you tie because I love you guys equally.
No.
Way to go, guys. The Blacklist.
What are you, my
You can
parents?
actually.
I
if
should have
you-
paid attention to the year. That's what threw me
Yeah,
out.
no, seriously. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
I know.
a great,
That's what I thought. I'm like 2012.
Yeah.
But if you go to.
American Pie. So Brad, what year did American Pie come out?
Oh,
well, which one?
19.
The first one.
1999.
99 was the first one.
Yeah. So if you go to Wikipedia, actually, and look
Brad,
up
when did
the
American
Blacklist,
Wedding
you can
come
find all of the list of the Blacklist. films.
Blacklist.com? Is that
No,
what
but you can go to. I mean, maybe.
just Google Blacklist.
Yeah.
When did American Wedding come out?
American Wedding, I think, came out in.
I'm going to say 2013.
What?
It's
No.
No, American
You're
Reunion.
talking about American Reunion.
Yeah, sorry, American
Reunion came out in
2010.
American Wedding came out in
2003.
2003.
Yeah, 2003. American Reunion came out in
2010. I'm going to say 2010.
2012.
2012 is correct.
Oh, you son of a bitch. How about American Pie 2?
2001
American Pie 3?
American
You
Pie
said
2 is
2005.
2001. Yep.
or 2003.
What about American Pie presents The Book of Love?
That's a movie?
2017.
2008.
2009.
Oh.
American Pie Naked Mile.
Naked Mom?
Naked
Naked
Mile, you
Mile.
Oh,
goof.
Naked Mile.
2011.
2012. 2013.
2006.
Oh, he's out of order.
Yeah. no, I like this.
Well, that's the whole point. Is American? We created a new game.
Yeah.
American Pie Beta House.
2014.
2012.
2007. Finally, American Pie presents Bandcamp, starring Ted Helgenbrink,
2005.
Ariel Cabell, Crystal
Yeah,
Lightning, Chris
that's
Owen,
gonna be
and
right
Eugene.
after
That was the first one.
The first
spin-off.
like shit
yeah,
spinoff.
The first spinoff.
It
Yeah,
is-
I'm actually also I'm gonna say 2004.
2005.
Ha ha!
Well, I just said it to be contrary.
Brad
to you.
won the game. Brad won
No,
the
that's not
game.
the game. That
American Pie.
Bye to this fucking show.
Oh yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. we love to talk about movies, and we hope that you like listening to us.
I don't know why you're here, but we love you.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you find Nate Laughs on Twitter, you can find him. You can find
somewhere there.
Ethan_Anderton on the Twitter. He writes for slashfilm.com. He's on Slashfilm Daily every once in a while talking about the latest movie and TV. He's also got an Instagram page called Look at Brad's Junk. It's Instagram,
At Look at Brad's Junk.
and it's a pretty fun page.
Just lots of new soft drinks, fast food, snacks food, chips.
But
And
more
also, most
coffee.
importantly, go to Ken Bonowitz on Twitter and look at the dumbest memes you'll ever find
okay,
made in Canada.
I made one golf meme. Jesus.
No one
but-
even gets it.
You know what? I send it to two of my friends who play golf, and they laugh.
Oh, yeah, of course
because they're not
because they
honest.
play golf.
They're not honest with you like we are.
What are the names? Jeff Pashmoli and Brett Harkins.
You leave Jeff and Brett out of this. But I will say my favorite thing coming up, the 10 to 1 podcast, boys.
I can't wait.
We
for
are
that
coming back because
season.
Miles Teller will be the season premiere host.
Indeed, in just a few days, October 1st will be the first
Oh,
new
is it
episode
that quick?
of
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live season 48
I
with
am so excited.
4 new cast members and 8 less
departures.
previous cast members.
Yeah.
And Lauren Michaels might be dead. We don't know.
We don't know. It could be a robot filling in for Lauren Michaels. Lauren Michaels.
Lauren.
It's Lorne, guys.
Lorne.
Anyway, Nate, Brad, thanks for being here. And also, you guys couldn't see this, but the entire time Nate was doing magic tricks as Penn and Teller, and it was pretty impressive.
And he did them quietly.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?